everyone, welcome back to our channel. Thank you for the support you have given our new channel. On your screens will be different parts of BC. A while back we took a week's long road trip to British Columbia, and it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. It was so good. And so sometimes you will see snow like you are seeing right now, and then you will see sun, you will see like it was winter, spring, summer all in one week in the same province. Which is interesting. Yeah, so enjoy the views, and without further ado, we are gonna pick up where we left from. So we have already discussed the documents that you will need pre-application. So basically, this is a phase where you have not created an online express entry profile yet, but then you have the documents, and then now we are going to the pre-ITA phase, which is where you have created an online profile and you're waiting to get your invitation to apply. Again, we are just discussing federal skilled worker program, and you do remember that you need a score of at least 67 points out of 100 to be eligible. You can manually calculate your points at the CIC webpage, and also you must use the Come to Canada tool to check if you're eligible under express entry. And so at this point, you do have your language test results. You do have your ECA report, and then number 3 would be your occupation. So your basically job experience. You do need to have at least 1 year continuous full-time experience, and should be at least 30 hours per week or equivalent part-time experience in an occupation that is categorized under the NOC 0A or B. And NOC stands for National Occupation Classification. I did touch on it a while back. So basically, skill type O is management jobs. So if you have had work experience on management jobs, and then skill level A is professional jobs, and skill level B will be technical jobs and skilled trades. So then again, I said you have to go to the website, like Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada's website. So you use that online tool, and it helps you determine whether or not you're eligible. In order to use the tool, applicants must already have taken a language test, and then you must have already identified your national occupation classification. And so building your express entry profile. If the online tool determines that you are eligible to apply for express entry immigration, you will be able to begin building your express entry profile. And so applicants must provide the documents like the ones that we've spoken, and in your express entry profiles you will have to identify, give your identification, which is basically your passport, and it also shows your age. You must have your contact information in there, a detailed account of your educational history, and that's where the ECA comes in, and then a detailed account of your work experience. So if you've had several jobs like I had, you need to give all that information. Basically, they require everything. They require like the last 10 years. And also, you must include your language proficiency, which just means your IELTS results. And then factors that facilitate your adaptability to life in Canada. And that just means, as well, like, you're able to communicate and stuff. All these things determine this. Your family, so if you're coming with your spouse and your children, whoever, like just your family composition. And you also need to give information on your spouse or common law partner if you have. So that means like a marriage certificate or anything like that must be uploaded. And in order to successfully complete a profile, you must have in hand, your passport or travel document, the title and code of the occupation that best describes your work experience. This took me a while because you must do according to, like your experience. You must find your experience and your job description and match it to the National Occupation Classification database. So it's not as straightforward. So you will find like one job title has some of the duties that you have done, and then another one has some of them. Like I never found one that completely described, like everything I did, but then you just find one that is closer to what you have done. It's very important, so you have to take your time and settle on the correct one. Again, your language test results, your foreign educational credential assessment. If you have a job offer, then you must have a copy of the written job offer. If you have a provincial nomination, then you must provide the proof of the provincial nomination. And then the personal reference code, which is derived from the online tool. You will receive this code upon the successful use of that tool. So it tells you, right? Excuse me. Yeah, it tells you if you're eligible or not. And then once you have all that in, you submit your profile. So if your profile has been completed and all necessary information has been provided, the profile will be submitted. Then you will receive an express entry profile number and a job seeker validation code. So you will need these numbers if you will be registering for the job, for the job bank, which is a requirement as well, to create a profile in Canada Job Bank. Or you will also receive a nomination, receive nomination for permanent residence from so you will need these numbers if you one will be registering for the job bank, or two, you have received nominations for permanent residence. And then you now have to wait for the invitation to apply. While waiting, please just make sure you do have documents like police clearance certificate for any country that you have lived for more than 6 months. So I had to get one for Kenya, I had to get one for UAE, I had to get one for Qatar. I didn't know I had to get one for Kenya because Kenya is my country, right? And I hadn't lived there for like the last 10 years while I was applying. But I received a request to get it, which was just a hassle anyway. But I got it finally. And you also need to have radio employer reference letters. Make sure you have that written. Make sure you follow the format, NCIC. Also, your proof of funds. These reference letters, by the way, have to be signed by your manager. It's not just, drafting your letter and it has to be signed. And then your proof of funds obviously will be your bank statement. Make sure that is ready as well. There are various ways to collect these funds. You can get a gift deed, which is basically a gift from your family. You can liquidate your assets, or you can have that money already saved up. So it is a huge part of it, so always make sure that you check the website to see the newest updates. It does change every year, so make sure that you check it. So you have all your documents ready, and yay, you received an ITA, which is great. Your next step is to accept the invitation to apply and file your PR application electronically. So you will need to submit any of the necessary documents. And congratulations, you have your invitation to apply. Thank you so much for watching. If you have further questions, let me know.